Hello, are you? Hola, ¿podéis, ¿podéis oírme? ¿Podéis oírme ahora? Are you there? Hello? Can you can you hear me? Can you? Please tell me something. I can hear you. Okay, so we're going to start. Sorry for these technical problems. Now please be attentive. We're going to start today. We're going to talk about the Spanish administration, the autonomic administration. And now please go to your notes in the and you have to have before you your exercise number 8 in your exercise section. We're going to correct it because some of you made some mistakes. So pay attention now. We're talking about the autonomic administration and in general the central administration in Spain. And we had here exercise number 8. And you have to check the own one out. You have here 6 different groups with places, and you have to detect which one is the odd one out, and you have to tell your reasons. The first group is composed of Cádiz, Girona, Córdoba, and Málaga. Cádiz, Girona, Córdoba, and Málaga, and one of them is misplaced. So Cádiz in Andalusia, Girona in Catalonia, Córdoba, Andalusia, Málaga, Andalusia. So the other one out is Girona. Girona. Why? Because Girona is located in Catalonia. That's the reason. Number 2, you have Mérida, La Coruña, Zaragoza, and Toledo. And as you remember, Mérida is the capital city of Extremadura. La Coruña is the name of a province in a city in Galicia. Zaragoza, the capital city of Aragon. And Toledo, the capital city of Castilla-La Mancha. So according to that, the odd one out is La Coruña. Why? Because La Coruña is not a capital city in any Spanish autonomous community. Number 3, we have Murcia, Catalonia, Madrid, La Rioja. All of them are autonomous communities in Spain. Murcia is composed of only one province. Catalonia is composed of 4 provinces. Madrid, 1 province, and La Rioja, 1 province. So according to that, the odd one out is Catalonia. Catalunya. Okay, 4 provinces. Number 4, we have Galicia. Pay attention here. Basque Country. Be attentive to the spelling in English with B. In Spanish with V. Different. Basque Country, Aragon, and Catalonia. Galicia has its own language, Galician. Basque Country has its own language, Euskera. Aragon has no official language different from the Castilian. Catalonia, another official language, Catalan. So the odd one out in this group is Aragon. Why is it? Because Aragon doesn't possess its own language. Good. Number 5, you have here Cáceres, Orense, Pamplona, Badajoz. Cáceres, the name of a province in a city. Orense, the name of a province and a city, Orense in Galicia, Cáceres in Extremadura. Pamplona is the name of just a city, and the capital city of Navarra, Comunidad Foral de Navarra. Badajoz, name of a city and a province, but the old one out is Pamplona. Why is it? Because it's the only capital city in this group. It's the only capital city of an autonomous community, Pamplona. And finally, we have Mallorca, Lanzarote, Formentera, and Ibiza. Mallorca is the major island in the Balearic Islands. Lanzarote is located in the Canary Islands. Formentera, the Balearic Islands, and Ibiza, Balearic Islands. So the odd one out is Lanzarote. Why? Because Lanzarote doesn't belong to the Balearic Islands, but to the Canary Islands. Very good. And now please go to your text part and go to page number 5, and we're going to read and explain the autonomic administration of Spain. And before that, remember that any democratic state is composed of 3 branches of power: legislative, executive, and judicial. And in our case, in Spain, along with that, we have a division in the administration. We have a national level, an autonomic level, and a local level. All 3 branches are reproduced in all levels of administration in Spain. And what about the autonomic administration? So in the article number 2, and that is very important because the article number 2 is one of the most important. The number of the articles in any constitution marks the importance of these concepts. And this article recognizes the rights of the regions and nationalities to autonomy and declares the indissoluble unity of the Spanish nation. This is very important. This is very important. So, Spain, according to that, Spain is divided into 17 autonomous communities and 2 autonomous cities. You know all about that. But we don't know exactly because the Constitution doesn't say which are nationalities and which are regions. We don't know that. The Constitution doesn't say. You know this map very well. I want to see much of it later. And this is important now. The division of power in each community is the same as in the country as a whole. So that means that we have reproduced in every level of administration the 3 branches: the legislative, the judicial, and the executive. And these are the powers of the autonomous communities. Only some of them, as you can see, a lot of powers. So if you want to fix some problems that are related to these themes, you have to go to the autonomous community. So you have the organization of institutions. It's a thing that belongs to the autonomous community. The urban planning, this is the English for our Spanish, urbanismo, public works, housing, environmental protection, cultural affairs, sports and leisure, tourism, health. This is very important today. Health. This is a power that belongs to the autonomous communities. Although in this moment there is a unique, the government is in charge, but health depends on the autonomous communities. Social welfare, cultivation of regional language, if there is one, and remember that we have official languages in Catalonia. In Catalonia is official not only the Castilian but also the Catalan. In the Basque Country and Navarra, they have not only the Spanish or Castilian but also Euskera. And in Galicia, they have Euskera along with Castilian. This is important. And you can find some variations, some dialects in many other parts of Spain, but they are not languages. You can find a variation of the Castilian in Asturias, in Balearic Islands. There are some dialects that belong to Catalan, in Valencia, in Andalusia, they are dialects that belong to Spanish. This is important. Now, about statutes of autonomy. Second only to the Constitution, which means this is all important, politically all important in Spain. So the most important laws in Spain are the statutes of autonomy. Each statute of autonomy functions as a constitution for the autonomous region inside the main state. Okay, so statutes of autonomy define the name, the borders, language, the anthem, that means el himno, the institutional names, and the organization and powers of each autonomous community. So, this is important because you have an exercise about this paragraph. Okay, statutes of autonomy define the name, borders, language, anthem, and so on. And you have here a picture. I put this picture because that belongs to the Asamblea de Madrid. This is the name of the Parliament of Madrid. And how is the three branches? How are the three branches of power distributed in the autonomous communities? This way, the legislative power in an autonomous community is held in each autonomic parliament. So this is the name of the autonomic parliament in Madrid. In Madrid, the autonomic parliament is called Asamblea de Madrid. It's another parliament, okay, democratically elected there. And the parliament in the autonomous communities has only one chamber. This is important. In the central parliament, in the national parliament, we have the Congress and the Senate. But in the autonomous communities, we only have one chamber, only one, deputies, only one. This is a difference, a very important difference. And the members of these parliaments are all elected democratically in the autonomous community. This is important. So the difference is not only the task that each autonomous community have, but also that in an autonomic parliament there is only one chamber, no Senate. Now, this is for the legislative power. And the executive power, remember, the government, and the autonomous communities consist of a president and several councillors, not ministers. Ministers is a name only for the central government. You don't have a minister in Madrid, a minister of education. You have a councillor, okay? A councillor. Minister only in the central government, who meets in a council of government. And as for the judiciary, you have to know that each autonomous community has its own High Court of Justice. That is called the Tribunal Superior de Justicia. And all provinces have high courts called the audiencias. Audiencias is the name for the court that dispenses justice in each province. And in these audiencias tried criminal cases. And with that in mind, I'd like you to watch an extended documentary. We're going to watch it just 4 minutes. And this is an explanation, not totally accurate, that I could find on the internet about the autonomous regions in Spain. So it's too extended, but we are going to watch just a few minutes. Pay attention.
Hey everybody, so as you know, we're working on the scripts of the next few country episodes, which means this is gonna be a filler week. I already promised you guys a long time ago, that I would do the autonomous communities of Spain, sometimes called autonomies. Now, this is an interesting one, because Spain is like one of the weirdest administratively divided nations on earth. Like, it's not a federation, but it's kind of like a very loosely held, decentralized, unitary state. What does that mean? Basically, they are one country, yes, but everybody just kind of like sticks to their clique and does what they want with minimal minimal tribute to the centralized government. On top of that, Spain is also a figurehead monarchy. Like, they have a king, but his powers are limited. Within Spain, there are 17 autonomies and 2 autonomous cities, Ceuta and Melilla. Each autonomy has their own president, and the cities have president mayors. Ceuta and Melilla have the right to become autonomous communities, but they choose not to, probably because they're really incredibly small. All of the autonomies are divided into 4 categories: nationalities, regions, historical regions, and cities.
This is not exactly true, okay? Because the Constitution doesn't say anything about nationality, regions, historical regions, okay? Only historical regions are those regions that got in the Second Republic the statutes of autonomy. So talking about Catalonia, Euskadi, and Galicia, only them. But this is not true. This is not true. This is an inaccuracy.
Obviously, Ceuta and Melilla. What is a nationality? It's not exactly clearly defined within the Constitution, but a nationality is basically an autonomous community where the inhabitants have a cultural and historical tie to the area, usually often linguistic as well. Within the autonomies, there are 9 nationalities. It gets a little confusing, but we'll explain. Like, right now, let's begin. First up, Andalusia. Capital, Sevilla. Status, nationality. Fun fact, their flag has Hercules and 2 lions on it.
Oh, sorry. This is interesting. So this is Andalusia, and
capital, Sevilla. Status, nationality. Fun fact, their flag has Hercules.
So this is Hercules, 2 lions. These are the 2 columns. 2 columns. Okay, and this green, white, and green. This is these are the colors of the Andalusian flag. You know, this is Hercules. Okay, this is Hercules, and this is Europe. This is Africa. 2 columns. 2 columns.
And 2 lions on it. Andalusia is the largest autonomy in size and population with over 8.5 million people. It's the southernmost part of the Iberian Peninsula. It's basically on the Strait of Gibraltar. Basically, Andalusia was like the most heavily absorbed and influenced part of the Moorish conquests. And today you still kind of see like that North African influence all over the place, especially in like architecture. And the people here actually speak with a very distinct Andalusian dialect. You even hear some Arabic influence in it. This is kind of the place with a lot of those, like, Spanish stereotypes, flamenco, bullfighting. Pablo Picasso was born here. Gazpacho. Oh, and this is also that place where they do the procession of Holy Week, and those guys wear those long caps that look like the Ku Klux Klan, but they're not the Ku Klux Klan. Don't get weirded out if you see it. Aragon. Capital, Zaragoza. Status, nationality. There's a joke. How do you get 10 Aragonese people in a Mini Cooper? You tell them they can't. Historically, Aragon was one of the many disjointed kingdoms back before Spain was unified in the medieval times. They actually had a
This is Aragon, the medieval times. Okay, Aragon was extended from the Iberian Peninsula just along the Balearic Islands. This is Sardinia. This is the southern part of Italy. All these were Aragonese territories. All of them. So when Isabella, the first of Castilla, married Fernando de Aragon, that was the territory of Aragon.
Confederacy that extended all the way to Italy back in the 15th century. Some people say that Spain was unified.
These are the Catholic kings. The Catholic kings. Do you remember?
When Ferdinand of Aragon married Isabella of Castile, but that's up for dispute. Alright, I'm in the middle of filming.
Sorry, I just messed it up, didn't I?
Yeah, you ruined my life. They do have their own language, Aragonese, which is mostly kind of spoken by people in the mountains. They have some interesting...
That's true. There is in the mountains, in the Pyrenean mountains, there are some places in which their language is different, but this is not a different language. Okay, this is a variation, a dialect that belongs to the Spanish, to the Castilian.
Traditions like the Jota dance and music. They have the Carnaval de Bilsa. The famous painter Goya was from here. And it's the home of the Virgen de Pilar, the patron saint of Spain. The Principality of Asturias. Capital, Oviedo. Status, historical region. Why is it called a principality? According to a tradition that dates back to the 14th century, this place was designated to be the location used in the substantive title to heir apparent to the Spanish throne, meaning whoever is next in line for the monarchy is the prince or princess of Asturias.
That's true. Okay, so the next king for Spain is called with the title of Prince or Princess of Asturias. That's true.
Today, the title belongs to Princess Leonor, the king's daughter. Otherwise, it's a pretty chill, laid-back place right next to the Bay of Biscay and the Cantabrian Mountains in the south. They do have their own Asturian language, however, it's not really widely spoken anymore. Lots of caves.
This is not really a language, okay? This is a dialect. You go to Asturias, maybe, especially when you go to some villages in the mountains, and you can hear another different expression of Castilian, but this is not a different language. This is called a dialect, and this is interesting. This is the Bustillo cave, similar to Altamira.
Caves like this one for Paleolithic art, and another one with a church in it.
And this is Covadonga Cave. Traditionally, this is the place where the battle between the first Christians there, Don Pelayo, was able to win this battle to the Muslims.
Bagpipes and cider. They love their cider out here. The Balearic.
Okay, so we're going to cut here, and now I'd like you to watch a beautiful presentation that was made by Maria about Castilla y León. Take notes about this presentation because it's magnificent. Magnificent. Now, pay attention. This is Castilla y León, and this is the autonomic flag. You can see this same flag in the coat of arms of Spain. So this is a castle, another castle, lion, another lion. Lion stands for León, and castle stands for Castilla. And where is it? So you have here, politically you have here, Galicia is surrounded by Galicia, Asturias, Cantabria, Basque Country, Rioja, Aragon, Castilla-La Mancha, Madrid, and Extremadura, and Portugal, this part. Now, mountains and rivers. So, this is Castilla y León, and it's surrounded by mountains, okay, on all sides. But the western part is Portugal. When you see a lot of mountains, you have to think that in between there is a very important river. The important river is the Duero River, okay? And you have here Cordillera Cantábrica, Macizo Galaico, Montes de León to the north. You have here the Iberian System Ibérico, and the Sierra de Guadarrama, Gredos, Gata, okay? And in between, Duero River. Is flowing. Provinces, 9 provinces. No other autonomous community has this number of provinces. Andalusia, only 8. Here you have 9 provinces: León, Zamora, Salamanca. These 3 provinces belong to the ancient kingdom of León, and the rest to Castilla, Valencia, Valladolid, Ávila, Segovia, Soria, and Burgos. Capital, the capital. Not official, but this is the capital. The capital is Valladolid, and is the seat of the government of Castilla y León. And there you can see many important buildings, many important monuments. So, San Pablo Church, San Gregorio. This is kind of Gothic style, a late Gothic style. And you see here, beautiful university, okay, Academia de Caballería, good, very good. And these are the symbols. This is the coat of arms. Escudos in Spanish, but in English this is called the coat of arms. Okay, the castles and the lions. Okay, I'll repeat it. Okay, and pendón is a name for a flag. Can you see this queue of red It's important. Now, so economic activities. Primary sector, remember, primary sector is the sector that works with materials that can be made by the human hand. So, and this is agriculture and the raising of cattle. There are many pig farms, sheep farms, a lot of farms there. And for agriculture that belong to the first sector, so the primary sectors, okay, cereals, sugar, potatoes, sunflowers. Now, secondary sector in economy is the industry, and you can find there, for example, in Burgos, you can find this company Campofrío mining, especially in León, the northern part of León, and material transport, wind energy. Good, good. And tourism belongs to the tertiary sector. Tourism, I bet you know this picture belongs to Segovia, aqueduct, Roman aqueduct, and Burgos is the cathedral. You remember when we read this poem about El Cid? El Cid was born here, not in Burgos city, but in a village very near Burgos city. And near here, this is the facade of the cathedral. There is a special church called Santa Gadea. This cathedral is a beautiful monument. León, another Gothic cathedral. Okay, is very famous for these stained windows. Not only this is called a Rosetón. Catedral de León. Segovia, the aqueduct from Roman times. Remember that aqueducts were made to carry water from its source to the city. So in this part there is a mountain, and this water was carried all along this aqueduct to the city that was in this part. Good. Avila, really famous because of the walls. They were Romans, but these are not exactly Romans, that were rebuilt by Philip II. This is the cathedral, Avila. Good. Avila is a World Heritage, a UNESCO site, along with Salamanca. Salamanca, this is the picture of the university. Okay, the most important university in Spain, along with Alcalá. Maybe Salamanca more important than Alcalá even. And why to visit it? Because of many things. You have here nature. You can go to Segovia, Hoces del Duratón, to take a bath there. Cobanera, Burgos, Pozo Azul, Médulas. This is another World Heritage. Was the place where there were a lot of gold mines, and this is the reason why the first emperor, the first Caesar in the Roman Empire, came here to win over the Cantabrian Celts, because they wanted to take gold from these mines, Médulas, Duruelo, Soria. And because of many festivals, you can go there, because you can see a lot of festivals in Burgos, Easter in Zamora. These processions are very, very interesting. Salamanca, and here, this is Segovia. Titirmundi is a company with that is able to make this kind of figures, gigantes, cabezudos, títeres. Very good. That was all, and very good. Congratulations to Maria for her beautiful work. And now, please, we're going to finish this mission. Okay, I hope you find it interesting. See you in just a few minutes.